Take it easy.
Pictures of you gambling,
Go.
because we got pictures of you drinking.
Please.
Don't put your hands on me.
It's not racist to raise issues like this.
These people,
It's not.
We're unmasking the violent past of a migrant who abused a senior Conservative MP. They've not done the background on this guy. A violent criminal, notorious in this neighbourhood.
Feeling a little bit surrounded now inside. Sort of word is getting across.
A shocking trip to Romania demands the question: did Sadiq Khan's Metropolitan Police do enough to protect the British public from a man who threatened to kill children with an axe?
No. All right, they're still watching us, so we need to get out of here right now.
look, don't move here.
Last summer, a group of Romanian migrants set up a homeless camp here on the central reservation of one of London's most expensive streets. They quickly gained a bad reputation amongst locals for antisocial behaviour, late night drinking sessions where they gambled with wads of cash, and defecation in public. It was also the spot that they organised begging from. I saw with my own eyes how guys would wake up in the morning, get dressed in rags, go and pick up pre-written signs and then head off to some of London's most lucrative begging spots. But it was when I came and visited this site with Shadow Home Secretary Chris Philp that things really got ugly. We've got pictures of you begging.
You have?
We've got pictures of you
no,
gambling with
You have?
lots of money.
No,
We've got pictures of you on that table gambling with lots of money.
Too much. Too racist. No respect.
It's not racist.
Because we got pictures of you gambling, because we got pictures of you drinking, because we got pictures of you begging.
Excuse me.
It's not racist.
Big.
Don't put your hands on me. When me and the MP approached the group, they became aggressive. And there was one man in particular who seemed to make it his mission to chase down Mr. Philp and accuse him of being racist.
Without putting any replacement legislation on the statute books.
Look, for me. These people, it's not okay. It's racist. It's no respect. Hitler. And they say Hitler. Deutsch. Help me for round.
Give us your full name.
No,
you have a name, right? You have a name? You don't want to tell us your name. I wanted to know who he was and why he thought he could behave in this way. So we started doing some digging, and what we found was shocking. So following the trail for the migrant that abused Chris Philp has led us here to Botoșani, which is a town in northern Romania. We're just right close to the border with Ukraine and Moldova. Funny enough, in this town centre, they have apparently been having a problem with a group of Roma that is behaving antisocially and is squatting in some of the buildings around there. Now, we're going to go and meet a good contact of mine, a journalist called Matei that I've known for a number of years, who's been digging in to see if he can find out details of who this guy actually is. Right, what you got for me?
Well, we've done some research and we've got some findings.
Okay.
We've got the pictures from Hyde Park.
Yeah, I recognise that one.
And based on those, we were able to trace this guy's social media feeds, and our sources in Romania also recognized him from his encounters with law enforcement over the years, shall we say. We copied some of the videos from his social networks.
Yeah,
he likes to show
I think
off.
we've got a match, right?
Yeah, so as you can see also,
there?
this is him with the tattoos, with the beard, yeah. It's the same tattoo, and also this one here from his socials.
Okay. So what videos have we got of him?
This is somewhere near Park Lane. Shows him in London with other people begging. He's posing with coins.
Oh, wow.
Proudly showing off the amount of coins.
I mean, that looks like what someone would get from begging.
Some of our sources say there needs to be an investigation into why exactly he's making a living as an organized begging leader in London.
Have you got a name for him?
Yes, Iliuta Gruia is his name. The common Romanian name, but in his case it connects him to a lot of criminal activity. Some of our sources say there are signs of potential trafficking and exploitation, although nothing has been proven yet. Some of our sources have said there needs to be an investigation into his activity. We're pretty sure this is his hometown, and I think the best place for us to understand his activity better is the local courthouse.
All right, so we think he's got a record.
We're certain that he has a serious criminal record here in Botoșani.
All right, let's go to the courthouse then. Okay, what have we got?
Well, we have some documents now that show he has an extensive criminal record. He's been arrested a few times for things including battery, assault, robbery, theft. He's been to prison several times, including at one point he served time in one of the country's more notorious prisons, known to be reserved for the more dangerous offenders.
He looks like a career criminal then.
I would say it's fair to call him a career criminal because he's, as I said, he's been sentenced and sent to prison multiple times over the years. In particular, there is one case from last year. He engaged in serious violence right around the corner from here. I think we should go there and have a look at the scene.
Okay.
And I'll tell you more about it.
All right, let's see.
All right, so we're getting close to a place where this guy threatened a family.
Threatened a family?
Yeah, right here in the Las Vegas bar. He started an argument for no reason in this bar with a woman and her husband, and he ended up beating up the husband and threatening the woman, and they fled. And apparently he procured an axe before the police came. One of the kids in his family brought him an axe to the bar, and he waved the axe around, he brandished it, and he threatened to kill the woman and the man and also their children. They have 2 children.
He threatened to kill children?
That's what the documents are saying, and the judge took the threat seriously enough that a restraining order was issued.
Right, so just so I got this clear, the guy who shouted abuse at me and Chris Philp was a wannabe axe murderer?
Well, certainly he threatened to kill people with an axe.
Including children?
Including 2 children, yes.
Wow.
So this is a much different area. This is a more sort of middle/working class area. Bună ziua, domnule, ne cerem scuze. Suntem de la un ziar din Anglia. Vrem să scriem un articol despre domnul acesta, dacă îl cunoașteți. Dacă îl recunoașteți, la un moment dat, cred că trăia într-unul din blocurile de aici.
That was crazy. Let's get something on. Let's get something on. So we just met someone who has had personal experiences with this Iliuta, the guy that shouted at me and Chris Philp. Essentially, it turns out that he's a violent, aggressive criminal, notorious in this neighborhood. So everyone around here, including the police, keep a close eye on him because he has a reputation for being aggressive, for being intimidating, and for violence. We know at least one family were thinking of leaving town because they were so scared of him. That the person we were speaking to was visibly terrified of this guy. But it is also a well-known fact here that he goes to the UK on a regular basis. So, I mean, I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that we've had the British police going into his tent and checking that he's all right. We've had the Mayor of London coming out and publicly defending him and his group, talking about access to housing. They've not done the background on this guy. We've come out here and it turns out he's a violent criminal who has threatened to kill children with an axe. I mean, I don't get how they've not done the background. I mean, Sadiq Khan, he needs to come out here have a chat to some of these people. Our police officers need to come and listen to what they just said, because we've got a guy
who was camping in Park Lane with lots of access to very vulnerable people. This person, if you saw their face, there was fear in their eyes about the person we're dealing with. You know, they wouldn't be left alone with him. And they weren't the only person. They spoke of other people in town that are terrified of him. So, yeah, I mean, I guess we need to go and see for ourselves. So we're going to go and knock on this guy's door and see what he's got to say for himself about some of the allegations that have been levelled against him. We've been advised by locals that we need to inform the police. So there's a police van sat over there with a set of gendarmes to just be there in case anything doesn't go well. So let's go and have a chat to our guy. This building we're heading to up here, this white block, it's a Soviet era sort of social housing block, and the address that we have for him is up on one of the higher levels.
Top floor. Domnul Iliuta Gruia. So they recognize him, he lives in this block, but it's the next door. Domnul Iliuta Gruia? No? Nu e corect?
Feeling a little bit surrounded now inside. Sort of word is getting across who we're looking for, whether he's him.
No, he's not answering, he's not home. That told us he's gone out of the country, he's in a foreign country.
He's in a foreign country.
Yeah. We managed to confirm this is the right address, but he's not home. The neighbors recognized him, but he's not home.
So we've just been in. He's out of the country apparently. Who knows, he could be in the UK. It was pretty boxed in there, bit of a rat run, easy to get surrounded by people. Indication of how serious the situation was if you just go and have a look over there at the police presence. Not the kind of place that you want to get isolated with a guy who's threatened to kill children with an axe. Yeah, so as I was saying about the kids, which is, look, they look harmless enough, but a pair of them that first came and started speaking to us, they've now been following us, and that information I would put good money on is traveling around the neighborhood like wildfire. So we're just going to do a little meandering route to just try and shake them.
Nu. Stați liniștită.
What happened, Matt? What did she say?
She was asking if we filmed her, and I said that we didn't. She realized that we knew she was following us, so maybe she just wanted to have something to say.
Right,
but
they're still watching us, so we need to get out of here right now.
Straight ahead. Well, our guy is supposed to be here. Let's go. No more.
Me and Matt were just talking, and what I say with those situations, what we were told was the case. I would wonder whether it was. I mean, the people that we spoke to are probably connected to him, potentially even related to him. The door that we were sent to knock on, I don't think it was a coincidence that it was the empty room. I mean, he might well be away. He might be sat in the address that we originally went to, which had the wrong number scrawled on the wall. So why you might want people to think it's the wrong address is open for interpretation. We had to get out there pretty swiftly because word was spreading, and things can go sour quite quickly.
The bottom line is, if you're in that situation and the guy comes bounding out the door with an axe, you've got nowhere else to go and you've got very little choice of protecting yourself. So it really is a nightmare scenario.
Right, so the thing for me is we had a team of like 6 to 8 Romanian gendarmes that were there in case to watch, to keep us safe, because a violent man who has threatened to kill children with an axe was in there. If you look at what in London the police were doing, they were popping into his tent to give him him and his associates a welfare check. It's a pretty stark contrast, and the real question is that a reflection of Sadiq's London? So we've got a number for Iliuta. We're going to give him a call, see if he will speak to us or potentially meet us.
Număr incorrect. Te rugăm să încerci din nou, verificând înainte.
He disconnected his number. He broke his contract.
He snapped his SIM card?
Most likely, because this number was supposed to be valid just a couple of months ago.
He doesn't want to be got a hold of. Make of that what you will.
This guy would look like he was the kind of ringleader, and when we went over to the group of people in the tents, he started shouting at us, didn't he? It's not racist to raise issues like this.
These people
It's not.
We went to Romania. This wasn't a mystery. This group has been operating for years.